After showing you my duckling brooder in my last video, viewers recommended that I upgrade my duck waterer in the brooder to a system that's shown on Living Tradition Homesteads. So we'll be exploring that and much more coming up in the Grass-Fed Homestead. Viewers Dan Harkness, Happy Huntress, and Sandra Leishman all recommended that I watch Kevin and Sarah's video on Living Traditions Homestead YouTube channel about the duck waterer they use in their brooders. I checked out that video and I was pretty inspired by what I saw.
Ducklings, well, let's just say they like to make a huge mess out of their waters, but we've come up with a way to at least minimize this. You're never going to prevent it because they are ducks and they do want to get in the water. So let me show you what we do to minimize the amount of mess with the duckling waterers. Now we're going to drill the holes about 2.5 or 3 inches from the bottom of the waterer. So we're going to take these out one at a time. We're going to show them where the water is, and then we'll move on to the next ones in the box.
In order to implement a system like that in my brooder, I need to rearrange some things in the homestead first.
Hi.
They've grown a lot since you last.
They have. They're huge. Come here. Look how big you are. So meaty.
With as big as the ducks have gotten, they've definitely outgrown their brooder, their little brooder, which is a little small to begin with. It worked, but it's definitely time to upgrade.
They've doubled in size and they're actually really hard to hold on to now. You're fine. Oh, stop.
The ducklings aren't feathered out yet, so they can't be... Hey, get out there. The ducklings haven't feathered out yet, so they're not ready to go on pasture. The plan is to get them out of the little brooder. We're going to give them the whole brooder, which means I need to get these pullets out of here. We're also going to be upgrading the ducks' water situation, so we're going to give that a shot when we get them in the full brooder. So let's get the pullets out so we can get on it. Get it, Bo. Get it. We're going to put the pullets in the chicken tractor. However, we gotta move the chicken tractor first. Until yesterday afternoon, I had our laying hens in here, but I released them yesterday afternoon because I realized I broke one of the rules of permaculture. I didn't put my chickens in zone 1. This is definitely just outside of zone 1, which means I'm walking further to and fro the chickens every day to get the eggs, give them water, give them their feed. I have 2 layers of fencing for the garden and everything between the chickens, so I have to walk all the way around. There's no gate going between. So it was just becoming a hassle. So I figured I'd release the chickens and then we'll move the tractor and then worry about getting them back in there later. But in the meantime, we'll do the pullets. So the plan is we're gonna move the chicken tractor just on the other side of this fence here into the garden area, so then I can access it through the garden, which is near the front door to the house. That'll be a lot easier. And we have a broody hen in here. Come on, girl. Oh, there you go. Bye-bye. Look at that.
Now that we have this in here, do you think this is going to work? Because the pigs left behind kind of a mess in here and there doesn't seem to be any flat ground.
Well, you raise a good point. I hadn't thought of that. There's a lot of undulations, a lot of holes that the pigs have left. This is where I finished the pigs last year in the fall. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a little too uneven to keep the tractor anywhere where there won't be a hole that the chickens can get out of.
I have an idea.
What?
Why don't we just move them back out towards the front of the house where they were all last year? The sheep did a good job of mowing, but there's still a lot of big patches that maybe the chickens could help out with.
I actually like that idea for more than one reason. Come here, let me show you why. earlier there were flies all over this. So the flies on there are going to lay fly eggs. But if we have the chicken tractor over this and their fly eggs on the manure, the chickens are going to see that as a food source. They're going to scratch it and eat any kind of maggot growth. So that's going to help control our fly population, and the chickens get some extra protein from it. And they're super close to the house, so it's a win-win-win. Good suggestion, thank you.
All right, let's do it. Dameron thinks that the drone is a bird, and he thinks he's a bird dog.
We have the chicken tractor in place and all set up, ready to go. I have my fish net for capturing chickens. We're probably gonna need it, so let's get these pullets. No, don't fly out. 2 for 1, 2 for 1. We have the pullets situated in the chicken tractor. It's time to work on the ducklings and getting them the full brooder and their water system in place. So what I saw on Living Traditions Homestead video was that they used a hole saw, drilled holes in a plastic tote like this, and filled it up with water, and the ducklings could stick their head in the holes and get the water they need, and the water stays in the container. So we're gonna put that to the test. We'll see if it works. That was a big fail. The second hole I went to drill cracked all this plastic in here, which it's way too low. It wouldn't hold any water. I don't want to use anything to seal this because any kind of chemical or tape I'd put over this is gonna just add chemicals to the water. So I went to drill subsequent holes just to see if I could get better at doing it without cracking it, and it just kept cracking. This one I lowered the speed on the drill to see if that helped, and it did. It didn't crack. And then I did more on the other side at the same speed, and it just blew a huge hole in it. So I really don't know what the issue is here. I think this thing was like 12 or 14 bucks, something like that. So this is not something I want to keep trying to see if it's gonna get better. Pretty disappointed right now. A little frustrated at the cost of this, and now it's completely a waste.
So we discussed going back to town and getting a new plastic tub to try this again, but we've really run out of time for the day. I couldn't stand to leave the little ducks in the little brooder anymore. I was determined to give them some space to run around, so we decided to use the lid of the broken plastic tub as a catch for the waterer and just get them in here for the night, and then we'll try again tomorrow with a new watering system. I didn't get to watch the video on the Living Traditions Homestead about the duck waterer, so maybe we'll have a chance to watch it tonight and see if we missed any helpful tips on how to make that work for us.
We're at Dan's partner's house now. We're having movie night with your roommate.
And pizza.
And pizza. But we have to watch that video first.
The one on...
The duck water.
Yes.
3 adult ducks here on the homestead. What we're using for the ducklings is one of these storage containers. Now, I picked up a 3-pack of these at Walmart for like $5 or $6, so I'll use the other 2.
It looked like he went slower, like the drill was going slower, but also this tub that he's using I think might be like a softer plastic.
Oh, so we should go somewhere else like Walmart.
Yeah, so he said he got them at Walmart. He got a 3-pack for $5. I bought that one for like, I don't know, it was like 12 or 14 bucks, I can't remember, but so it might be like a softer plastic.
Wait a second. You think it's like these?
Those are really small, right?
But they make bigger versions of them.
It's the same brand, if nothing else. I think we're going to Walmart tomorrow.
Oh, my favorite.
Dan's partner and her roommate went to Walmart the next day and picked up the plastic containers that I needed.
I just got back from Walmart and we went ahead and got the bigger tubs. I couldn't find the pack of 3 that were the next size up from this because there's a shortage of plastic containers. But we did find these. They're a little bit bigger than the pink ones that I had at home. And so we're gonna try drilling holes. We've got 4 tries, so hopefully one of them works out. I am going to do the drilling today because maybe I have a more delicate touch. It went really well. There's, I think, a lot of contributing factors. This was probably a different plastic. It seemed a lot softer. It got everywhere and shredded like crazy. I just took some sandpaper and sanded around the edges of the hole so there weren't any plastic shards. I don't want the ducks eating the plastic, but also I don't want it scratching them when they're drinking water because I love them. Maybe it's just because Dan was too manly and aggressive in his drilling, but mostly I think it was the softer plastic, and we're ready to go.
It's because I'm too manly. I get accused of that all the time.
Come here, duckies. I'm maybe not tall enough to do this. Come here. Come here, duckies. Put your head in there. I can't see. I'm not tall enough. Did you see that? Try it again.
You gotta make sure their face touches the water.
It did. He's not sure about it. Come on. Once the ducks realize there's water in there, then we put the lid on and they'll find the holes. They just have to know that there's water in there.
He's gonna go in.
Go on, find it. There's water in there, guys. When I take the lid off, they'll drink out of the top, and a few of them have figured out that they can put their head in the holes, but as soon as we put the lids on, it's like they forget water's there entirely. So I'd like to see a couple of them use the new watering system before we leave them. See? Water. Try it again.
It took a while before the ducks got the hang of it, but once they did, everything worked pretty well. The brooder is staying dry and it's relatively clean. Thank you to the viewers who recommended Living Tradition Homestead's duck waterer video, and thank you Kevin and Sarah for putting out such great educational content from which we all can learn. Coming up soon on the Grass-Fed Homestead is our mid-year goal check-in. We'll also be moving pigs soon, and I'm still working on getting the lambs a bigger mobile sheep pen. Until then, there's this video here for your viewing pleasure. Click on it, give it a watch, and I'll see you over there.